What is up, everybody? It's Tyler from Bullseye Investing here, and I am so excited to start making money with you guys again. I'm back. I had a very busy month, and I knew I would have to take a hiatus from posting about 3 weeks ago. But I'm back. I've still been watching the stock market even when I was gone and couldn't make videos. But we're gonna just jump straight into it. So today we're talking about HCMC stock. Okay, that's also its ticker symbol, Healthier Choices Management Corporation. Now I'm sure you've heard of this. It's been going on a tear. Okay, but of course it's still a penny stock. Before we jump into it, I'm just going to give a quick overview of the company for those of you who don't know. In the comment sections below, I'm going to tell you guys a timestamp. If you already have a strong foundation of what the company is, then you can skip to the timestamp in the comment sections below. But if you don't know, then this would be a good overview for you to listen to. Because chances are you've already watched maybe another YouTube video about this if you come here and you're looking for a second opinion as in the title. Healthier Choices Management Corporation is a U.S. publicly based traded company specializing in providing consumers with healthier alternatives to everyday lifestyle choices. This comes directly from the company website, and so do these pictures. The company also has some subsidiaries, which we'll be getting into right now. They have the first one, which is Intellectual Property Holdings, which deals with their intellectual property side of things. It's wholly owned and it handles holding and selling of intellectual property, and it also holds all the patents of the company, which we'll be getting into later. The patents that they hold are mainly vape hardware patents, which we will also talk about when we talk about their vape side of the company. They also have Healthy Choice Markets, which has actually three different types of markets within this subsidiary. They have firstly the Ada's Natural Market. It's 18,000 square feet according to them, and they have one of these markets. They also have Paradise Health and Nutrition, and they have three of these shops in Florida. And they also have their Green Leaf Grill, which is fast casual in-store restaurants, okay? But the last part of the subsidiaries is the part that many people get excited over, and I also consider it the main part of the company, at least right now, and that's the vaping part of the company. They have 9 stores and say they're going to provide users with a better alternative to traditional smoking, okay? We're going to get into the statistics of this a little bit later, but where to next, okay? Now, this is the part where you've probably jumped to when you hit the timestamp, so welcome back. And after all, with a market cap of $446.7 million. This stock has clearly been on a tear recently, but where can it go from there, right? So let's do some math, right? Because I know some people are waiting for that $1 mark. And one thing interesting to note is that a lot of people get really excited about how many shares they own because the stock is so cheap. They can buy thousands and thousands of them. And then they think, well, if it gets to $1, then I'll just have hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s. And it's exciting for many to to think that they know that they own thousands of shares in a company, right? But that's because the stock price is so cheap. But then they realize that they're saying that their own shares into the tens of millions of shares are going to go to $1 each. That is implying $100 billion market cap, which is something I don't personally believe is realistic, at least in the next 10 years, okay? But this is beside the point. It's just to keep everything realistic. After all, even doubling the stock is a lot. We're not talking about going up to $1 here. We're talking about even just doubling, right? An important thing to consider is the lawsuit with Philip Morris. Now, this is a huge consideration, and it's part of the reason that the hype has caused the stock to go up so much. Why? HCMC is suing Philip Morris for patent infringement. Now, it's clear that with a win, the stock will shoot up. However, if a loss occurs, the stock will go down. But there's some important things to think about, however, and we're going to look at the chances here and look deeper into the lawsuit. First of all, lawsuits take a long time. This is a huge factor because buying into HCMC most likely means waiting for a while for the results to come out, even a year, more than a year. The hype behind the HCMC stock could potentially die down by then, and when the lawsuit is released, of course, the stock could go up, but it could also go down. So that means buying HCMC means that you could be playing for a long-term play, okay? Next, Philip Morris knows what they're doing. They have been sued and have sued over the past. I'm sure you've heard of their suing over patent infringement in Japan with heated tobacco stuff, right? So, and the U.S. ITC attorney backed bat in this, but of course that proves that they're willing to fight and they're veterans of this. Now, the chances of winning. Now, this is an interesting case depending on how the patent is interpreted, and it can be interpreted in different ways. However, Philip Morris states that their product reduces harmful contaminants associated with the combustion by 97%. However, HCMC's lawyers claim that the 3% that's not being reduced is proof that it actually does use combustion. There's just reduced combustion, proving that Philip Morris's products still actually use combustion and they're too close to ACMC's. So I put the good chances of winning at a toss-up right now, okay? ACMC has valid arguments against Philip Morris, but Philip Morris also has good responses. Maybe HCMC has a slight advantage, but is practically 50-50 in my opinion. I will keep the lawsuit in mind when I make my final evaluation, but let's keep going about the stock. We can see that the e-cigarette and vape market size is expected to increase in all categories by billions of dollars. This will no doubt will help healthier choices, especially as they expand this part of their subsidiary. From here, this graph, we also see that the group in demands for fruits and vegetables are predicted to continue growing dramatically over other food groups up until 2025, and of course after that as well, just as this graph doesn't show it. This would also help healthier choices. And also their patent subsidiary gives a strong base to the company of protecting their intellectual property, and they're trying to monetize their intellectual property, which is definitely a good idea. Here are my 2 cents, my final 2 cents. You could try to make a quick buck off of this stock like many have done already. The hype could continue and you could get lucky. However, I continue this stock to be very risky. It's still a penny stock, and despite the fact that I believe it has a lot of growth potential, I would consider the best strategy is to put a small sum of money into the stock, something you will be okay with losing, and you'll most likely have to play the stock for the long term because of the length that the lawsuit would take. There is no doubt in my mind that the hype could still push the stock up temporarily, but that's a risky situation to put yourself in, especially with a lot of money. This way, with a small sum, you'll still feel like you're in the game if it shoots up, but still have a reasonable amount that you're willing to lose in the worst case scenario where ACMC loses a lawsuit or the hype breaks down. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think about this in the comment sections below and like the video. Thanks for watching.